Okay, YouTubers, you'll see me in a messy hairdo and all this, whatever. Close the door. This is my new, 2000, it's not brand new, but 2009 Sonic XB, 5-speed. I'm gonna attempt to take the dash part. I watched a couple of you guys' videos and put my radio out of my, the other one, or my Plymouth Voyager in it, and hook up the backup camera in this one. Supposed to be able to just pull these knobs off, it says. They come right off. This, you pop on, pull on that. Looks like 2 screws. You just want to be very careful when you do this, because if you're not for sure, be like me, watch a whole bunch of videos. Someone might do it wrong, or not too carefully. Watch a couple, learn the way you want to do it. There's supposed to be, I know there's, the way you guys talk, there's 2 there. I want to make sure there ain't no other ones. When you start pulling, you'll feel resistance. I just noticed right here on these, I don't know if you guys can actually see that, but down here below the heater control, there's blanks. You could actually put something in there. So now you should be able to just see how I'm grabbing gently. You don't need a screwdriver like it says. You could do a screwdriver, but I'm not. I don't want to break anything. I've been doing this with my hands so long. Alright. Our first obstacle is right up here. There it is. This top clip got a little stuck. This is where you got to be careful. And you be able to push on these in here and pop these off. I'm going to change gear here. Let's see if I can get my foot over here. Because we're going to need this off a good while. Trying not to scratch anything on the dash. And these are all color coded and also sized. But I mean, they're different colors, but also they're different shapes and sizes. I can tell right now. This is the first time I took this apart, so there's that one. Now we got the big one to get out, which that is your power switch. I'm going to take this long screwdriver gently and push down on, see, I'm just using my fingers. There it goes. Because my thumb is too thick, as you can see that where I was pushing. I take this and put this back here out of the way so it does not get broken. Alright, let's see how they got this in, because this is an aftermarket. And why I got it apart here, because it's an older vehicle, I'm going to make sure everything is alright. This is a cheaper vehicle. It's not like a high dollar Lexus or fancy Honda or anything. This actually meant to be loose the way it looks, because they won't go back any further. You could actually push on this and pop. This whole unit comes out the way it looks. We don't need to do that. What it looks like we need to do, if you're seeing me, is take these screws right here out. Now I will be making my own custom mounting, or I might have to buy it. And I just got lucky. It's good to use a magnetic screwdriver, but this actually fell right out. I'm going to take that, I'll put that over here. The black ones go to the stereo. And the way it looks, there's only two. I got one up here, a screw that I can mount to. Actually, nope, I was wrong. There's more. There's one back here. I'm going to try to get in there and get it with my fingers. Just like that. And there's probably, if that's one there, there's one over here. It's kind of hard to see with the sun beaming me. And gently grab that. Because you don't want to lose anything. Drop something that could go down in there. You'd have a hard time actually arcing anything out. But first thing I'm going to pull out is the antenna, because I don't want to break that. And it's not a real expensive antenna here, I can tell. If I can get it out. The way it looks, it's got a little clip or edge on it. So I'm going to take this gently and I'm going to turn it. I'm not going to pry. I'm going to try to turn it and see if it moves it. Just trying to see if it moves, which that's not moving. And that's the actual original antenna. Now I just got to figure out how to get it out. Looks like the clip, it's got a little ring on it. Move this stick shift again. And the ring actually is stuck. Try that. Because if you break this, you're going to have to rewire it. This is such a small wire here. I'm doing it right because it went in. It's just don't want to come out. There, it's starting to move. There you go. Gently did it and got it out. But you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, it's a little lip there. I was caught on that. And then we got the new connectors. You just push on this. And this will be for mostly all vehicles. Push on that real hard and gently pull on that. As I'm doing a wiggle motion, and knock them loose, and then that comes out. And then I can't use, doesn't look like, actually, this is a common problem when you buy these kits. You can see someone just grabbed and broke it off. Probably on the other side too. You can actually take a little hacksaw blade or a X-Acto knife if you're careful. A whole bunch of different ways to take that apart. Or a Dremel tool, and that won't crack, because when that cracked, it broke the front of it. So this is all disconnected. What we need in another video that I'll probably go upstairs and do, we're going to wire all this up, and I'm not going to use these. As you see, a lot of people use these. That's fine. This is probably professionally installed. I do the old method where you take the two wires, put them together, and you you turn it, and then you can solder it that way, it's even better. But then I put shrink wrap tape and you pull it all day and it ain't gonna come apart. If you do it right. So, there's the old radio. And let's, before we go any further, you want to make sure your new radio is going to fit. You don't want, the one over there, I custom, on my Plymouth, I custom made that. It looks like this actually fits fine in here. I'm going to have to make brackets. It's going back in. This is actually metal, which I like that. But now I'm going to take my faceplate that gently set back there. We're going to hide these wires. We don't need them wires right now. We're going to make sure that the radio would fit where we want it to. Oh, these tabs right here, actually they, when you put it back together, it looks like if you do that, probably go together better. But you would. And if I can get that right, it'll mount right in there. Now, it's going to be a gap in here, so I might actually go order, or go try to get the piece that fits in here. But as you can see, I snapped that, didn't mean to. That will fit perfectly in there. So, pop back apart. We'll set that right there. The radio is going to fit in there perfectly. I'm going to have to get the adapter plate, looks like. Because a lot of people are like, why don't you use the other adapter plate? And the way it looks, this bottom piece is actually molded to the top piece. So you would have to cut all this out, and I want to try to use it in the Plymouth, but I'll make a video on that. These right here are separate, so it looks like I could actually, I really ain't worried if I break this part, because I can't use this in the Plymouth. I don't want to break it, but what I'm trying to do is pick this up. I got a Phillips screwdriver here. It probably won't work, but and that's a dumb thing to do, let the screwdriver like that, because I could go down, hit something on the car and scratch it. But I'll be the first one to tell you that was dumb. Needs some, actually, I'm going to take a screw, because I want to hold that up. There you go. Let's see if I can pop this off. Looks like it's starting to move. I'm turning the screw out because it got caught. And that whole thing popped off. Because I do not need that for the Plymouth. Now let's see if we can do the same on this side. One says right, one says left. Take the screw. All the screw is doing, I don't know if you're catching this, all the screw is doing is holding that up so it don't go back down and clip. Pulling this up and putting pressure on it, pulling it back as you can trying to. There it is. Make sure you don't lose your screw, because you need that to put your dash back together. And I do like how, pretty sure Scion did it. I'll show you how they did the dash. As you can see, that's loose now. But that doesn't bother me because they put the clips here for these. And actually, on these, I'll show you when I do it. Actually, right here. They have other ones. I can make it work. So, what I need is we're going to take this part. That's all we need. Set this back here. I don't want to drop it. Don't want to break it. These are the ones that are made just for here. And that's the one that goes over here. Like so. This is your flat part. So the only ones you would need is something like this. Which, if I get the actual thing, because I really like this vehicle. But what it would be is something like that. So, we're going to go see if we can get that piece. I'm hoping. If not, like the van, I ain't saying I customize all the time, but I can make that work. I could actually, if I had to, take these, cut this down through here. This one's where I get into trouble because it sticks out, but I could probably make it work. We're going to set the radio down there gently. So as you see, and I'll show you what I liked. See how they got all the wires back here and out of the way and taped up? On a lot of the cars that I've worked on, all the wires are, when you go to shove your radio back, lock it, they're all in the way. Don't look like I have that issue with this one. So, I know this is a long video, but thanks for watching, and wait for part 2.